Well, a good Thursday to you. The Mariner comeback bid fell just short against the Athletics yesterday in Peoria. George Kirby got the start and looked pretty good in his first inning of work. Rowdy Tellez made his Seattle debut with a home run, and Jack Lopez cleared the bases in the ninth, but the Mariners fell short 8-5.
And up on the mound, Rick, we get a chance to see George Kirby for the first time this spring, as he'll get a crack at the A's, and it won't be too long from now that, for real, he'll get a crack at the A's.
23 walks all last season. Here's the pitch on the way. Strike three called. Soderstrom is caught looking, so it's a 1-2-3. Top of the first inning for the A's against George Kirby. Here is Rowdy Tellez. Mariners just picked him up a few days ago. 3 years ago with the Brewers, hit 35 home runs. The windup man, the 0-1 pitch, swinging a fly ball deep into the gap. In left center field, going out to the berm, and goodbye baseball. Welcome to the Seattle Mariners. Rowdy Tellez. That ball was shot out of a cannon. That's what Tellez can do. He can hit a baseball a long, long way. Lopez trying to keep it going for the Mariners here. 2 outs, bases full, 1 run in, 8-2 A's. And now the 0-1 pitch on the way to Lopez. Swinging a fly ball into center field and deep. Going back is Davidson, and this one is off the base of the fence. Here comes Dunn. Here comes Jimenez. Sundstrom running third. He will score. Jack Lopez in at second base with a bases clearing 3-run double. 3 runs batted in for Jack Lopez.
Seattle had split squad games today, one of which in surprise against the Rangers, the other in Peoria against the Giants. Well, Hailey Van Lith poured on the offense and helped TCU beat Houston in a women's college basketball game last night. Hailey scored 26 points in 33 minutes, making 4 3-pointers, and the Horned Frogs' 91-56 win over the Cougars.
Van Lith, nice switch by Boston. Van Lith just takes her off the dribble easily with a left-handed layup. So far, he's been right.
He really has. They're trying to get possessions where they can, and that's exactly what they need to do.
Madison always lets the game come to her. Doesn't try to force the threes. Van Lith 3, nothing but the bottom of the net for her 50th of the year. Knocking down the 3.
Madison Connor 3 from 6 here.
91 blocks on the season for Sedona Prince. Tops in the Big 12.
Such an anchor in the post for TCU.
Simple ball fake.
She really is. She's a 3-layer scorer. And again, they're going to need a lot of players to contribute, 4 to be in double figures.
Van Lith again blows by the defense for the easy layup.
Relief, and there's no drop-off from Sedona.
This time Merrill swats it away, keeps the ball alive, opens up the 3. Nothing but the bottom of the net. TCU up by a bundle. We're still in the second. Jovanovic. Van Lith launches the 3 and knocks another one down.
The way Baylor shows up for that basketball team, and you know TCU's going to come in there and fight. Already has 1 win against them this year.
Hailey Van Lith again.
Got to go over those screens because she is head hunting her shot, able to find 15 feet.
And Hailey Van Lith. 3:27 left to play in the third. TCU looking to move into a tie for first with Baylor. Merrill the rebound, and that's going to do it. What a season for TCU. What an ending. 3 players in double figures.
The Washington women won their 3rd straight with a 72-62 win at Minnesota. Huskies have 1 more game left of the schedule. That'll be Saturday at home against Oregon. On the women's schedule today, Washington State was at Pepperdine earlier today. Eastern Washington visits Weber State. Gonzaga travels to Pacific. Follow the action on ESPN+. There are a couple of games on the men's schedule, with Eastern hosting Weber State at 6, while San Diego visits Washington State at 6:30, both also on ESPN+. Well, Seahawks coach Mike Macdonald was all smiles with the media at the NFL Combine yesterday. A burning question from reporters centered on DK Metcalf and his future with the organization. Macdonald continues to say he plans on Metcalf being back again next season, pointing to his production when he was healthy last year.
From my understanding, going into the Atlanta game, I think he was tops in the league in targets. I'm not sure where the numbers were, but you know, it's that trend of focus around the offense that we're shooting for. And then to Jax's credit, and DK not being 100%, throughout the probably the second, third quarter of the season, it speaks to Jax's development. But we want to get the ball to DK. We want to make sure that he's a focal point of our offense for sure.
This is the first combine for Coach Macdonald as an NFL head coach. He says the 20-minute interview process with players flies by, but he's having tons of fun.
Oh, it's a lot of fun. We're catching up from the coach's perspective. So John and the guys have done a great job of setting it up where our position coaches can kind of drive the interview. And it's funny, each interview kind of takes a form of itself. And you think 20 minutes probably isn't an optimum time for someone to get to know a player as well as you want. But it's funny how much those personalities come out in that time. So it's been a lot of fun.
There was quite a bit of publicity surrounding Macdonald's flight to Indianapolis. Apparently, also on the flights, besides the Seahawks and GM John Schneider, there was former Seattle Seahawks coach Pete Carroll.
That's quite the flight, I've heard. I hate to burst the bubble here, but I was not sitting next to John, so I actually didn't know that Pete was on our flight until I landed and I saw Matt Capurro and we were catching up. But to my knowledge, I guess him and John talked at length about all the things. So, but I didn't know he was on the flight, honestly.
Macdonald and the rest of Seattle staff are sizing up prospective draft picks during the NFL Combine, which concludes on Sunday. We mentioned we're beginning the spring sports broadcast schedule coming up this Saturday with Bighorns basketball on the NCWLIFE channel. So we figured we'd roll out the rest of our game plan for the spring. Starting off in March, following Saturday's TBL tilt between Wenatchee and Willamette Valley, will feature Eastmont boys soccer at home against Pasco on March 14th. That's followed on the 15th with Wenatchee's softball opening their new home field against Glacier Peak. The more Bighorn basketball comes your way on March 20th against Vancouver and again March 22nd against Seattle. Our first baseball games of the spring will come on March 25th and 28th as Eastmont and Wenatchee play their 3-game series. Wenatchee boys soccer hosts Moses Lake on April 4th. The Panthers and Wildcats meet at Eastmont April 8th. We're back with baseball April 15th with Moses Lake at Wenatchee. The first of 2 Bighorn broadcasts in April comes your way on the 17th with Salem and Town. We'll have Wenatchee versus Moses Lake baseball doubleheader April 18th, and then the Bighorns hosting Seattle April 24th. We'll take a break from sports in the first 4 of our make that 3 parades April 26th. That'll be the Techniplex Youth Parade. The Classy Chassis Parade is Friday, May 2nd, followed by the Stabilt Grand Parade on Saturday, May 3rd. Eastmont's boys soccer visits Wenatchee May 6th, and then they return home May 9th against Moses Lake. Our final Bighorns broadcast is May 15th. We'll wrap up the spring schedule with an Eastmont and West Valley softball doubleheader on May 16th. That's Check of Sports News. I'm Eric Granstrom. Have a happy Thursday.